Wednesday, July the 24th. Gang, let's just call this posterior chain day, because we got some more of that accessory work for you to do today, posterior chain accessory work. And I feel like the synergy between today's strength and today's WOD is exactly what we need in order to illustrate why we want that kind of strength to begin with. Like, why do I need this? Why don't I just do deadlifts and that's all? Well, we need to build stability in our posterior chain. Again, that is the backside. Really, it's like hamstrings and up to our low lats. Like, it's really anything that's not upper body pulling using our backside. Yeah, deadlifts are something that help that tremendously. Probably no better bang for your buck than deadlifts. But when it comes to not just building brute strength, but also stability and our ability to endure with our posterior chain, this little bit of accessory work is the kind of stuff you need to be doing. What can we do with it once we have it? Once we have posterior strength and stability, we can do things like handstand push-ups, or at least bigger sets of handstand push-ups. We can get into stronger, better arch positions, hollow positions in our gymnastics, right? Not just pull-ups. I know that's what we usually think of. We use that on toes to bar. We use it on the ground for a lot of things like burpees. Think about, a lot of people incorrectly do, and not at our gym, but a lot of people incorrectly do burpees as like a negative push-up and then a push-up and then a jump. You know that in our version of a burpee, which you're very much going to practice today, it is chest to ground and then a push away, basically engaging your posterior chain and then exploding your hips forward in order to stand up. We use our posterior chain for everything, but most especially with gymnastics, which is exactly why it fits very nicely on these Wednesdays where, traditionally we do a lot of skill work. And let's talk about the WOD. Today has to be, I tested this workout and immediately texted Laura and said, this has to be one of the most, it looked easier on paper workouts that I've personally ever done. And I hope everybody else feels the same way. What it is, lucky 12s, crazy 12s, 12-minute AMRAP, and then 4 different movements, of which we are going to do 12 reps per round. And those 4 movements are handstand push-ups, or your favorite modification thereof, 12 kettlebell sumo deadlift high pulls into 12 kettlebell Russian kettlebell swings into 12 bottom half burpees. Let's break that down a little bit. It's almost entirely posterior chain. Okay, so first things first, we got 12 handstand push-ups. Now that is a big per round number for a lot of people. Totally get that. And so when I say toughest workout on paper, toughest looked easier on paper workout that I've ever done, factor into that the fact that I was able to do unbroken sets of 12 handstand push-ups. So for others, this is a useful time to either build the strength for handstand push-ups by immediately modifying, or still others, the ability to do a couple of on-the-wall handstand push-ups and then finish your set of 12 doing something else, or just challenging yourself to a consistent specific number that's not 12, like 6, for example. All ways to get better at handstand push-ups today. All right, now we've got more posterior chain. We've got all kettlebell stuff. Kettlebell sumo deadlift high pulls. 12 is not a big number for us. Kettlebell Russian kettlebell swings. 12, definitely not a big number for us. But after a set of handstand push-ups, or even a modification of it, after having used so much posterior chain already, do those sets of 12, which are normally not, in a vacuum, they're not normally big sets. Do those sets of 12 become a little bit of a problem? Yes, they do. Case in point, here's how I did it today. Kettlebell sumo deadlift high pulls require a sumo stance, right? That means a little bit wide. Can you do Russian kettlebell swings with a sumo stance? Yes, you can. Do you lose a little bit of power that way? Yes, you do. So I messed around with this, but what I ultimately landed on was a DT style strategy where I would do 11 regular kettlebell sumo deadlift high pulls with the wide stance. Then I would put it down real quick, fix my feet to be underneath my hips, do a single sumo deadlift high pull with a more narrow stance that I want to use for my kettlebell swings, and then go into my set of 12 kettlebell swings. Did I lose some time on this? Yes. Did I probably gain back some time on the handstand push-ups? Also yes. All right, and finally, the part that probably makes it looked easier on paper. I would probably rather, this is Coach Tim's personal preference when it comes to difficult things. I think I like 12 regular burpees better than I like 12 bottom half burpees. Why? Time under tension in the shoulders. You don't really have that on regular burpees. That's part of the deal today. That's part of the expectation. That's part of the stimulus we're going for. I'm just saying I was uncomfortable doing it. So watch the video of bottom half burpees in case it's been a while, just to trigger your memory. We have done these before. We've done them multiple times. And each time we talk about how surprisingly difficult they were. It is like being in a plank, hopping your feet up to your hands, like as close to your hands as you can, and then hopping them back out, but quickly getting your chest to the ground. Chest absolutely must touch the ground on those. And if you can do your set of 12 unbroken, I think that's pretty impressive. It's easier said than done, believe me. So fun time on that. And one round is a pretty sweaty endeavor today, I'll tell you that much. So what did I get? I was hoping for 12-minute window. I was thinking when I went into it, 6 rounds, 2-minute round. Nah, it didn't happen. I had a bucket of chalk with me. I never used it because I was trying to wait as long as I possibly could. Your mileage will vary depending on the humidity in class tomorrow or the day that you do this. I got 4 rounds plus 30. And I fully understand. Here's my expectation. Most people are going to beat that because they are modifying the handstand push-ups. Anyone who does do RX handstand push-ups will find that they're going to spend a bit more time doing that. Like, it'll be more of a bottleneck for you than it was for me. That's my guess. All right. Everyone's going to get something out of this one. Enjoy.